on our first live stream. I'm joined by the chef, Bogdan,
Hello.
joining me from Vietnam. He's been at the beach all day. Have a look at him, loving life.
Hey, buddy. How are you? How are you guys?
Good.
Yes, I was all day on the beach. You know me. You know my rules, Matt. I'm never trading weekend, so I enjoy it. Too many coronas, but it's okay.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Let's get straight into it, buddy. We got a massive week again in crypto because midweek we tapped the 200-day average on Bitcoin, an area we have not seen in a while. And we got the little reversal there happening at around 82,700. And we're going to look into that a bit further. But let's give you a nice little sweet intro. Then we're going to get into all of the content of today. So let's rock and roll.
Yes.
All right, buddy. All right. So like we said, we bounced off of the 200-day average. We've had a bit of a rejection since then. And I got to say, man, like in the first week in the community this week since we started Trade Management Mastery, and man, have we showed some patience this week, hey, with all of our trades and all of our setups.
Exactly, and at least me, I respected my rules. So was which is the most important, guys. Respect your rules, especially the trading rules, because it's the most important thing. And yeah, Matt, I didn't expect it, to be honest, this move from Bitcoin, but we take it. We have patience. We take some trades. So happy life.
Happy life indeed, man. Happy life indeed. I got up this morning and did my weekly review like I normally do, and I've got to say it was one of the better weeks I've had actually this week, in terms of not necessarily in terms of profit, but in terms of just like how strict I was, and that was really awesome for me. And because you know me, I like to try and trade the process and try to ignore the actual result and get better at that. And then 7 from 7 this week, and like I'm super stoked. Last week I only took one trade all week. I waited for that damn high position the whole week, and I got there in the end. But then this week we've done really well. We did well with the market continuation. We didn't rush in and didn't get chopped around on any of those pullbacks. So it's really cool.
Exactly, buddy. I totally get it. Believe me. Also me, when I told you I follow my rules, I take this week only 3 trades. 3 trades, that's it. I have 2 in crypto and 1 in commodities. Perfect for me. I'm not talking about how much money I make. I'm talking about in percentages, which was very good and very important, by the way, guys. Please, you need to start thinking in percentages, not in dollars, because it's the most important thing. So yeah, for me I didn't pick exactly the best movers in the market, but perfect. And also our community did very well. We put some calls in our community, and I'm very happy because our members make some money.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I see a few comments there about the music. Guys, let me know, is the music too loud? We're trying to get the levels correct.
Yeah.
Let me know. Let us know in the chat how the music's going.
Yes, exactly, guys. It's our first live stream, so we need to know your feedback. And thank you very much.
Awesome. Looking good. All right, everyone's happy. Bogdan, let's get into it. Let's go with a bit more of a recap on how we went in the markets today. So get ready. I know Bogdan's cleaned his charts up ready for this occasion, you know, so very special day.
I tried a little bit. I didn't clean it at all. No. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I want to be ready to have to be ready to show the community what I'm thinking about and where I'm thinking is going. But first, Matt, recap.
That's the way, buddy. All right, yes. All right. So you're going to share your Bitcoin chart there, sir?
Yes, buddy, a little bit. So, Bitcoin. Sorry, buddy, I cannot share. I don't know what happened. Sorry guys, technical issues. My button for sharing is not working, buddy.
Oh, okay. Right, that's not good. All right. Let me try and work out what's going on there, Bogdan. You can just sort of talk your way through it for now. We'll see what we can do with this technical issue.
Yes, so for me, Bitcoin, I told you, at least of me taking a little bit surprise. We start moving from Monday. We climb until Wednesday. Wednesday, guys, I'm talking about a lot of time in our community about middle week reversal. Touch that level, also 200 EMA, what Matt talking about, and after start going to the downs until Friday. And from Friday in this weekend, we have a little bit of push in the market. But me, to be honest, I don't care what is going on in the weekend, because I'm prepared to stay out, enjoy my life, because I have a rule: I'm never trading in weekend, because the reasons, low volume, a lot of things. So I prefer to stay to see what is going on until Monday Asia session. For me, that one is important to see how the market will react, especially between Asia session and US session. Also, that period of time is very important every Monday. And to be honest, buddy, you know me, Monday I prefer to just watch to see where is going. I need to see the fake move first, and after to take some action, looking for some setups, also for me and also for our community. So yeah, buddy, I think you can share the chart, so you have the keys now.
Yeah, man, let's go. So I will, maybe you just leave the studio, bud, and come back, and we'll see if that works.
Yes, buddy.
All right, guys, I'll share. I will share. Here we go. All right, so one of the things that Bogdan talked about as of Friday, not trading through the weekend, and this is one of the reasons why we don't, is when we're looking at Bitcoin here, we zoom in a little bit. We're looking here on the 8-hour chart. You can see quite clearly here that despite us pushing up through the market here and prices rising, we're actually getting this divergence on volume. So we know that from our own rule system, we know that that's actually an issue for us, and we don't trust these sorts of moves. And given that we're on the weekend, we have lower liquidity, etc. in the market, that could be a potential issue. So that's one reason why we've been sitting out of the market this weekend. And we need to also be aware that what we're doing here on the higher time frame is we're coming back into the top of that. Just let Bogdan back into the studio. There we go, buddy. Hello, sir. We're also coming back into the top of that bear flag that we've had such a hard time getting out of the top of. We touched that many, many times. So as far as this week has gone, we started off super strong throughout the week. We started off over here on Monday, and we pushed right up, and we continued to push up till Wednesday. We had that reversal there at around the 200-day average at 82,987, and then we had a little reversal back down, and now we're pushing up, but we're pushing up without volume. So let's just test and see if Bogdan's got any luck resharing his screen here.
Nobody. Sorry, I don't know. My button is disabled. I don't know if you can hear me.
Wow. Crazy, eh? It was working before.
Yes.
All right. These are the things that we encounter, eh? All right. So guys, talking about Bitcoin, we've got a few things ahead of us this week as well. And a few things to really concern ourselves with, to be honest. So this week, with regards to what's coming up in the market, if we go over to our nice dashboard here and we have a look at that, and we're looking at the news here, the banner across the top here says CPI in 2 days' time. So on Tuesday, okay, we're going to have the latest CPI data, and that typically means that the next day we have PPI data, and we know that both of those typically move the market. So Bogdan, what's the course of events? What should our community be doing in the lead up to these events? Monday's a bit of a suspect day for you. You like to sit it out, so I've got a good idea on what your plan might be for the first half of this week.
Sorry, buddy, I cannot hear you. Something's going wrong. Technical problems. The music is too light on my side and it covers your voice.
Okay, all right. Well, let's just fix that as well.
Perfect.
There we go. Turn that down.
Perfect.
Cool. All right, guys. So we've got PPI, CPI coming up on Tuesday, PPI on Wednesday, and I think that's going to result in Bogdan staying out of the market probably for most of the first half of the week, because we're going to be heading into these events and we don't want to get caught in trapped in positions, right? So we know that we've got these big things coming up ahead of us, but it doesn't stop there, Bogdan. You know, Thursday we've got some other big news coming out as well, right? We've got here. We've got the 14th of May, Wednesday. We've got the Senate Banking Committee voting on the Clarity Act. Massive event in the world of crypto. Let me make that larger for you guys. So then on the 15th, we've got Jerome Powell's term ends as the Fed chair, right? That's going to create some volatility. Then on the 16th of May, the very next day, we're talking about Kevin Warsh, who is a very pro-crypto guy, replacing Jerome Powell as the Fed chair. So again, another potential day of volatility. So next week is going to be quite the week, you know, of us showing our restraint and really standing by all of the risk management stuff that we've learned.
Yeah, perfect. Exactly, buddy. I can't wait to see what is going on. Me also, I'm expecting big volatility, and the problem is, I think we'll be in the both directions. Yeah, that's the reason I want to stay. So I remember last time we have major announcements and major news in US was like that, up and down, and everything was reacting, especially also the stock market, like a meme coin. So I don't see the point to be chopped out. I prefer to preserve my capital and wait when I see clear signs, and not on the smaller time frames. I need to see at least on 4-hour time frame something very interesting to jump in the market. But until then, no. At least Monday, let's stay on the side, watch what is going on, and after we have plenty of time. You remember our discussions, yeah? These charts, this market, all the markets will be also tomorrow. Nobody take them, so we have time.
I mean, wouldn't it be absolutely terrible, you know, after we've had such a good week of discipline, you know, our community, our week-old community, we got off such a good start of discipline and following our systems and really waiting to take the positions in the market, to just give them away this coming week, you know, to let overconfidence creep in, man. That'll be the worst thing. Let overconfidence creep in and we get impatient. This is a massive week. This is like, you know, you see this tweet here, Bogdan, it says, you know, the Clarity Act has got a date and a time, right? They've got the vote there happening on May the 14th at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. We know that the banks have already killed it once. We know that Brian Armstrong, the founder of Coinbase, has pushed back on it a few times. In the end, he's been one of the people that are instrumental in making this actually come to fruition. But there's like $20 trillion in liquidity waiting on this. Like it's absolutely epic.
It's huge. So yeah, I know. I know, buddy. I saw that. I saw also the news. I saw the tweets, and also I saw that Brian Armstrong interview. And it was a little bit scary because you remember in the interview, I don't know if you saw it, but they told me banks, they are working on their back because they are not happy about the Clarity Act. So yeah, I think will be some type of fight in the middle between crypto platforms, US government, and the banks. So depends who has the power now.
100%, man, 100%. So there's a lot of liquidity waiting on this. This could be absolutely epic. We're in uncharted territory, right? So it's really difficult to say. You know, each of us have both been in crypto in excess of 5 years each, right? And we've never seen anything like this before. You know, obviously this is uncharted territory. So knowing what's going to happen can be difficult, right? Even the experts, don't actually know what's going to happen. So what do? We have to then employ all of the rules and all of the systems that we have in place to help ourselves protect ourselves from ourselves, right?
Exactly, buddy. Exactly. Well said. Well said, buddy. Because if you remember our discussion in the past, when also us, I think we make the same mistake because we still believe until I think 2 years ago will be the same like history. We're talking about I'm talking about the bull markets, yeah, the all the history from the back. We have a bull market, bear market, and again bull market. But I think, in my opinion, everything was changed. This bull market, let's say like that, when Bitcoin for the first time in history make a new all-time high before halving. You remember that when it happened and nobody was expecting. So this is different now. This is very different. I think nobody expected how nobody will know, by the way, how will react until this market, because it's in the middle of nowhere. You don't know if you're looking history, yeah, we need to go some type of levels. Even me, like already everybody know from our community map, I'm trading patterns. But even the patterns on the higher time frame now, because I'm looking on Bitcoin. Okay, it dropped from October, November last year. I have two legs to the downside. I'm talking about bigger time frames, like weekly. Now, what I need to do, I'm expecting the third leg, like normally it's happening in a bear market, or it's enough only two legs to the downside. So that's the main question. Nobody knows. We can look in an indicator, we're looking on everything. So let's see. That's the reason I'm talking about it. If you are an investor or stuff like that, if you are a trader, doesn't matter. You can trade the move to the upside, you can trade the move to the downside. So at least you know the direction. Short the market if it's necessary. It's going to the upside, long the market, and that's it. This is our strategy, and this will because of that we'll try to teach our community how to do it in the right way and follow the rules.
100%, and you got it spot on. And here's a couple of scenarios, right? So
yeah,
let's say for whatever reason the CPI numbers come in a little bit soft, right? Which my personal opinion, and this is just my personal feeling, is that they're not going to come in soft, right? I mean, we all live in this world. We all pay bills. We all buy fuel. We all buy food. Energy costs are rising. I don't think they're going to come in soft. But let's say that they do, right? Here's our overhead target, back up to the 200-day average at 82,800. Then, should things get really spicy, we could get up to 84,500, which is top of that CME gap, right?
Yes.
Top of the CME gap that we've had hanging around since January 31. Okay, so that's the top of the CME gap. There we go there. So that could be the next level that we get to. Okay, that's if we're getting like a fairly soft, relaxed CPI number, which, you know, I'm not thinking that's going to be the case. I think we're going to come in at a pretty hot CPI number. I think it's going to be fairly high. And then what have we got below us? You know, these are some of the key levels we've got below us. And what's interesting is we've got this 50-day average sitting here. This is that red moving average line. That's sitting there. That could be a level of support down at 73,850, somewhere around there, right? And what do you know? For those of you that are into a good old-fashioned session in Fibonacci, right? We look at some Fibonacci. We go from the bottom of this low here we had back in early Feb, all the way up to our high that we had on Wednesday, and look at where we are. A 382 fib pull takes us back down to that 50-day moving average. So
exactly,
that is a very distinct possibility, right? Then all of a sudden, what do we got? We've now talking about confluences, right? We've got 3 levels of confluence. We've got horizontal support and resistance all the way over here. We've got a 50-day moving average, and now we've got a nice Fibonacci level there of a 382 sitting at that level. That's not a bad move necessarily.
No.
Right? It's not a bad
And also, Matt, look how it's looking, what I'm seeing from your charts, for example, because by the way, you have the similar charts like me, yeah? Look at that support you have, yeah? So now it's exactly on the top on that rising wedge, yeah? So of course it's normal, in my opinion, to come back and go to the level you put there. So it will be healthy also for the market. Very healthy, in my opinion.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. And the next level that I'm eyeing off as well, if this doesn't hold, is coming all the way back down to the bottom of this wedge, down here, which is a 0.5 level, you know, so it's a nice 50% level, nice pullback. Again, horizontal support and resistance through there. Structurally, it's the bottom edge of that flag as well. So that's another possibility, right?
Yeah.
So, but what do we do about it, right, Bogdan? Like, I'm not going to go shorting it. I'm not going to go shorting it just because we're still overall in this uptrend, and I just don't want to or need to give away the gains that I've made this week. You know, seven from 7, right? I have not had a week where I've had 7 from 7 in a long time. So I'm going to hold on to that. I don't need to trade, and therefore I'm just not going to. But I will watch this pullback, and when we start to approach these levels, you know, and this is what we do. We talk about this all the time in the community. We're going to set these alerts here, right? We're going to set some alerts. We're going to let the alerts do all the work for us and let us know when they go off.
Exactly, buddy. Exactly.
Similarly, mate, we set an alert up here at the 200. Should price push up to the 200, we'll set an alert and we'll know about that happening as well. So we want to be reactive. We want to trade on confirmation. We don't want to be reactive to any sudden movements, right? We want to trade on confirmations and have our plan.
Exactly, buddy. Very well said. We need to have a plan. And okay, you talking about Bitcoin, yeah? Because we know Bitcoin. Everybody is looking on Bitcoin first. But you see what happened with altcoins, for example. Yeah, look at altcoins. Every dump. I'm talking about small dump on Bitcoin in the last, I think 3-4 weeks, even I think one and a half months, something like that. Altcoins are very strong. Yeah. So that's the reason I try, and our community, it's our witness. I try a lot of time to have starting some very good and interesting, let's say like that, shorts. And I'm not talking about I don't know which type of meme coin or small project. No, I'm talking about Ethereum and Solana, and didn't behave. So that's the reason I'm on the same page with you, buddy. I prefer to wait, put alarms. We have all the freaking tools in the world. We need to use them. Yeah, so please take advantage of that. I will wait also, and I'm very curious if Bitcoin is going to retest some lower levels. I'm very curious to see altcoins how react, because we know also, me and you, when we're trading, for example, projects like Ethereum and Solana, also we look on this type of charts, what is doing Ethereum against Bitcoin, what is doing Solana against Bitcoin. So please, guys, also check this type of charts, because are very, very important. And in the last week, we saw finally a breakout from Solana against Bitcoin. Now my question is when it's Ethereum turn to break there, because Solana is a little bit bullish.
Yeah. Ethereum's been lagging, right? I mean, but check this out, Bogdan, right? This is pretty cool. This is like, you know, Solana against Bitcoin. And like you said, we had the move. It's shown a lot of strength compared to Bitcoin. And look at that, it's rejecting off of the 50-day average. Pretty clear.
Exactly.
Pretty clear. I'll zoom in for everyone. I'm seeing some notes in the chat that the charts are a bit small, but there you go. There you can see it clearly, rejecting off of this is the daily time frame, rejecting off of there. So that could be temporary pullback as well. What's a nice level that looks like? Level 3 here somewhere. What does that look like from a fib? If you're into fibs,
perfect.
Look at that. 618 pullback, right? So again, we can start to plan for this now, because what we know is, guys, for sure, right? We get some spicy CPI numbers. The whole market pulls back. what's going to pull back more than Bitcoin, right? All of the alts. And that's where this is going to happen, right? This is where this is going to happen. This token is going to pull back in comparison to Bitcoin. And we get the opportunity then to take the next wave of alts when they start to pick up again.
And buddy, I will have my W pattern there if it's happening like that.
You will, sir. You will. That's it. And then you got Ethereum to Bitcoin, never really got going. Ethereum has lagged very much, and it hasn't shown the strength of Solana yet. So, which is interesting, waiting for that breakout to occur. So if you also like to trade trends, this is a nice little trend line in here, a few touches of the trend. It's just a nice guide to sort of visually show you that we're not there yet. You know, we've been lagging. And it actually brings me to one of the trades we had in the club yesterday, actually. So in the Trade Management Mastery community, we were talking about Solana, Height, and Ethereum, and I got into these, and I've taken profit on Solana. So I got my TP1 on my Solana position, just there. We got our TP1 on our Height position, just there. And Ethereum, lagging. Got a good entry, not quite to TP1. So that one's still lagging a little bit. So that one's got me a little bit worried, Bogdan, but I've moved my stop loss to entry. So I've protected my seven win streak.
Nice, good job, buddy.
I've got that protected.
Good job.
It's gonna be 8 soon, hopefully. But you can see it's lagging. You know, it hasn't really had the push that some of these other tokens have done. Like Solana, for example, has had a nice push. It was trapped in that range. And then it just happened to pop itself out. And that's what we were waiting for. We talked about this on the London Opens. You talked about it on the New York Opens as well. We get this little pop out of this little top of the range, and away we went. We popped above the 100-day average, and the rest is history. You know, so that was a nice.
Exactly. And a lot of tokens follow Solana. Not only Solana, a lot of tokens. Remember our calls from the club this week, because it's not finished technical. So yeah, a lot of tokens push projects like ICP, Near, a lot of them. Ondo, remember that Ondo performed very well. Also, Matt, I don't know if because of these technical issues, also I prepare some charts. But if you look at oil, because oil is looking very interesting, especially on 4-hour time frames. I saw that M pattern. If you don't have it, buddy, no worries. But for me, it's very interesting because I'm expecting oil to go even lower if I'm looking only on 4-hour time frame, because it's an M pattern there, first leg. Now some type of consolidation, and I'm expecting the second leg to the downside. And I have a target which is on the same page with our team member from the club, Chris, and I'm looking on around the $90 to $93 for oil. But tell me what you think.
Yeah, 100%. Look at that M pattern. Where are we here? We'll draw that in. I can find the right tool. Something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, and you know the drill, Matt. Yeah. If oil is dumping, it's good for us.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Because that's the thing, right? We want to see the M pattern on oil. It gives us an opportunity to short oil if you're that inclined. But then what you're going to see is hopefully the inverse, right, on other tokens. So if we go into the inverted, then we're hoping to see that on altcoins. You know, that we want to see the opposite. So, exciting times. So next week, though, guys, in a nutshell, next week is going to be tough. We're going to have to be very, very careful on our entries. Because we've got, obviously, like I said, CPI, PPI coming up Tuesday, Wednesday, then Thursday we've got the Clarity Act vote, and you know that could be a second catalyst. So let's say on Tuesday, Wednesday we avoid we avoid the chop in the market, etc. for whatever reason with CPI, Thursday we're definitely not out of the woods, right? Thursday's a day that could be catalyst number 2 for some volatility in the market. So we really need to be careful on that, because that could provide us with tailwinds, like lots of tailwinds. It could just be amazing and we could just go. So we need to be prepared for that. But we also, more importantly, need to be prepared for the downside and make sure that we're not suffering too much risk, and do a proper heat check on where we're at in the market, and make sure that we're not too overexposed at that moment in time. Bogdan,
Exactly.
what do you think, sir? Shall we take on board a few questions from the community? What do you think?
Of course, buddy. Of
I
course.
want to
Of
know
course.
what they thought about their first week in the community. What do they think about the lay of the land? They've had 1 week in there to immerse themselves.
Stop gambling.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, guys?
Let's take it. Let's go with the questions, if we have questions, of course. And guys, again, sorry for our technical problems. We didn't expect it, but we promise we will fix it, everything. It's our first live, guys, so of course will be problems.
Well, Bogdan, we're live again tomorrow night, mate, so we know we're into it. We're hitting the ground running here. Mission accomplished.
Exactly.
We wanted to get our first live stream done so we can sort out these issues.
Exactly.
Yeah, no questions from the community. Come on, come on, come on. We want some stuff in the chat. Let's go.
Come on, guys, we're here.
More importantly as well, make sure that you definitely give us a like, subscribe to the channel, share it with all your friends, and let us know.
Very important for us. Buddy, if we don't have any question in the chat, what is your opinion about the stock market? Because I don't know if you noticed, but last week, almost every day a new all-time high.
100%, man. Look at that. It's insane, right? If we zoom out on this bad boy and have a look at it, look at that. I mean, look at the weekly candles. Let me just share my chart here. You'll see what I'm laughing at. Like, I mean,
it's crazy. It's crazy. If I'm looking like meme coins in the past, you know, when you see this type of charts, and it's S&P. Oh my God, it's hilarious when you see this type of things. And for me, it's very curious when I'm looking. So I'm looking every day, yeah, because also I'm trading S&P, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, this type of indices, yeah. And every time I'm looking on these charts, I remember because I saw a lot of interviews with Warren Buffett. So this guy is out of the market. So imagine this. I don't know how he's sleeping, because he lost this move, yeah. And he's talking about be careful, guys. Something big is coming. Something big is coming. So that's the reason. Every time I'm looking at the charts, I'm looking like that. So, but yeah, very interesting, buddy. What is going on? We don't know. Yeah, we don't have this type of insights in these charts, especially.
Yeah, I mean, they're at all-time highs every day, and yet inflation's high, etc., etc. So, I mean, but that's been the narrative for such a long time as well. And you know. Yeah. Let's see what happens with new Fed chair coming in. Let's see what happens with the banking committee stuff, because that's going to, obviously, if that gets approved, that's going to change the landscape a little bit for TradFi as well. Now that crypto becomes incorporated into the TradFi system, which is banking, right? So that's going to have an effect. Yeah, let's see, man. Let's see. So we'll find out. We're live every day this week. We'll find out what the situation is with that. And yeah, we'll go from there. But we've got some big plans, guys. This week we've changed the schedule within the community again. So this is what's going to happen is we're going to go live here on YouTube Monday to Friday, an hour before the market opens. So we're going to have a look at the pre-market, let you guys know about what we're thinking, what the thoughts are, what's been happening in the community, what's coming up in the community for the rest of that day. And then we're going to jump off of here and then give all the alpha into the community. We're going to go live on Zoom. within that community. And if you want to join the community, we've got the link in the description below. Also visit our website at trademanagementmastery.com, and there is links in there to everything, and you'll find out exactly what we're about. We're about education. We've got 8 different pillars, and the community is the heart of it that weaves all the way through that. And I got to say, I was super impressed, Bogdan. We started it off with our what are you doing on the weekend posts. I was down the beach, then Bogdan trumped me with a beach in Vietnam, and then the flurry of comments opened. Everyone's sharing their mountain bike pictures, their aeroplane flight pictures, all sorts of stuff.
Buddy.
So
exactly, buddy.
Insane.
Oh, yeah. I didn't expect it. It's like we have a very engaging community, and we like it. And guys, again, I know already Matt told you, you have the link in the description. Go and check it. And until this, if you think, well, at least try it. Please try it until the end of the month is free. Take a look if you like it or not. Believe me, you will see something very different.
That's it, buddy.
Yeah.
And then also, guys, we've got a very exciting thing starting in the community soon as well. Part of our balance pillar, we're going to be starting a 10-week challenge for everyone, getting them away from the charts, getting them out, doing some exercise and creating some good habits. So that's going to be starting the middle of May. But we'll talk more about that on our live stream. So our live streams are going to be every weekday, 1 hour before the US market open. And then we're going to jump straight into the US market open for our community, and we'll be trading the US market open live and talking about doing a bit of a wrap up as well, what happened with Asia, what happened with London. So it's all going to be there for you guys to use and to see. So there's our website, trademanagementmastery.com. Check it out. Links are all in the descriptions. Bogdan, sir, unless you've got any more to add, let's wrap it up there, my friend.
Yes, buddy. I want to say something very important. Guys, check our community, because our target is very different. You already listen what Matt has to say. Is very, very important for you guys. Also the mindset, yeah, because you can jump in all the clubs in the world, everywhere, all over the internet, are a lot of them. And the problem is, guys, you need to develop your own strategy. Our club is for that. It's not copy trading club. We want to teach you to have the power to develop your own strategy, to press that buy button, to press that sell button yourself, not copying somebody else, which is very important. And to be on that point, you need to work with your mind. Yeah, believe me, this is the most important thing, because guys, TEA, other thing what is going on in the market, to be a trader, it's only 20%. 80% of the rest, if you are healthy, if you are in the right mind, to take that trade, because it's very difficult and nobody is talking about that, in my opinion. So that's the reason we try to do a little bit different. So again, well said, it's for free. Go and check it.
Well said, mate. Well said. Okay, guys, let's wrap it up there. Remember, as always, stay sharp, stay disciplined, stay safe. And we're going to see you tomorrow in the next video. Thanks, everyone.
Yes. Take care, guys. See you. Bye-bye.